Hello and thank you for streaming with us. Welcome to In-Depth Look. I'm Alan Wood. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe so we can bring you more videos for your enjoyment. Guilty, that is the verdict handed down in a New York courtroom by a jury against former President Donald Trump. It's a sexual assault federal civil trial, which may have implications in the upcoming presidential election. We took an in-depth look at the developments and found some things that might be a little bit startling.
Can we have a statement, please?
A resounding win for E. Jean Carroll, a federal jury finding former President Donald Trump sexually abused her and then defamed her by calling her story a lie. The jury swiftly returning their unanimous verdict after fewer than 3 hours of deliberations. In a statement tonight, Carroll saying the victory is not just for me, but for every woman who has suffered because she was not believed. The jury's hailing from Manhattan, Westchester County, and the Bronx. 6 men and 3 women, including a security guard, physical therapist, and a former janitor, all kept anonymous throughout the trial, a rare move imposed by the judge for their own safety. Over the course of 2 weeks, they heard from Carroll, tearful at times, recounting the attack she says happened more than 20 years ago in a dressing room at Bergdorf Goodman. 2 friends, she told at the time, along with 2 other women who accused Mr. Trump of making unwanted advances, all to show a pattern, all claims he has denied. And tonight, another. Moments after the verdict, Mr. Trump released a statement on Truth Social saying, "I have absolutely no idea who this woman is. The verdict is a disgrace, a continuation of the greatest witch hunt of all time." A denial similar to this one from last fall when the former president blasted Carroll's story as a hoax. A post viewed by millions. The one the jury found today was defamatory.
They make up stories, and then I'm not allowed to speak my mind.
But his attorneys put on no defense case at trial, and Mr. Trump never showed up, instead posting about his traveling overseas.
I don't know anything about this woman.
Though jurors did hear from Donald Trump watching this deposition video, where he didn't shy away from that new infamous Access Hollywood tape.
When you're a star, they let you do it. You can do anything. Grab them by the you can do anything. That's what you said, correct?
Well, historically, that's true with stars.
It's true with stars that they can grab women by the
Well, that's what it's. If you look over the last million years, I guess that's been largely true. Not always, but largely true. Unfortunately or fortunately.
And you consider yourself to be a star?
I think you can say that, yeah.
Mr. Trump's lawyer, Joe Tacopino, telling reporters after court today that tape is grounds for a forthcoming appeal.
The Access Hollywood tape should not have come into this case. There were things that happened in this case that were beyond the pale.
In his deposition, Mr. Trump also confused Carroll, who he said wasn't his type, for his ex-wife, Marla Maples.
That's Marla, yeah. That's my wife.
Which woman are you pointing to?
A striking moment his lawyer never addressed at the trial. Earlier, a critical meeting at the Oval Office as America barrels towards a potential June default.
We're going to get started. We're going to solve all the world's problems.
President Biden and top congressional leaders in a standoff over spending. House Republicans recently passing a plan to raise the debt limit if Democrats agree to steep spending cuts. The House leader after the meeting.
What are the odds of default now after this meeting, and what happens next?
Well, the House made sure we wouldn't have default because we raised the debt limit.
But now you met with the president.
Well, the Senate hasn't done anything. I've tried to. For 97 days, he has said no. I think the only reason we are actually here today is because we passed something.
But later in the night, President Biden rejected spending cuts, calling for a debt ceiling raise with no strings attached.
I told congressional leaders that I'm prepared to begin a separate discussion about my budget and the spending priorities, but not under the threat of default. I made it clear that we can cut spending and cut the deficit.
The U.S. has maxed out its nearly $32 trillion credit card, and Congress has just 3 weeks to raise the limit. A default, top economists say, would lead to financial disaster, a stock market dive, a tanking in 401ks, and a spike in job losses. Missing the deadline by a week would cost 1.5 million jobs, 8 million if the deadlock reached the fall. In either case, a recession, and some federal spending may be in jeopardy, including All Saints Food Pantry in Detroit, which could lose a third of its annual budget. Divine telling us she needs this food, her family already struggling with high inflation.
The cost of living went up a lot, so it's hard.
A potential default could also put veterans' benefits at risk. Shannon Galloway's husband, Chris, served in Iraq and Afghanistan.
Those benefits literally are how we pay our mortgage, how we pay our utilities, how we pay daily cost of living. This isn't just politics to us. This is our family. This is our daily life.
The Christie's auction house is selling 700 pieces of jewelry from the collection of Heidi Horton, an heiress whose husband built his fortune in part from assets sold by Jews as they fled Nazi Germany. One of the most spectacular pieces is the 90-carat Briolette of India diamond necklace by Harry Winston, which is estimated will fetch up to $15 million. Heidi Horton's husband, Helmut, along with business partners, bought his first store in 1936 from Jewish owners and built a retail empire, in part from assets sold by desperate Jews.
What's important is that we have been completely transparent. We are selling this collection in its identity with the name Horton. It's not being sold as an anonymous collection. We are being fully transparent of where the funds are going. The Horton proceeds will go towards a foundation who will help child protection and welfare, medical research and access to the arts. Christie's on its own is giving a separate donation towards Holocaust research and education. So we've put all the facts out for our clients.
The auctioneers believe the 700 pieces could sell for more than $150 million, making it the most valuable collection ever to come to the auction. Wow, some interesting artifacts. How did they keep up with all that jewelry after all those years? Well, that's all the time we have right now for In-Depth Look. Thank you for joining us, and please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. I am Alan Wood.